Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
See, yesterday I was, discussing on, edit tenant setup. That seems to be late. See this task. We were able to see right editor and setup, but however understand, and it is not working right. Why I'm telling this? Because here the access problem is that I think you know it is their problem. 2. You guys will be practicing, like into HCMM, right? While practicing, like you will not get any option for, creating job requisitions. Right? You never got because there was a tenant setup. Actually, when you go to edit tenant setup H, see, you could give, there will be a tab present. Like we were able to see my screen, right? Job requisitions tab will be there in that. If you select this, none of the above, this job requisitions will not be, it will not come. Actually, that setup will not come. That is the thing here. See, we have to either require job requisitions for all position management staffing events, or we can enable job requisition position management based on the rules. This we have to give the settings. Once you enable this, then only job requisition step will actually execute. Yes, only directly. We can, create the position for position management especially. When it comes to job management, see here, if you enable this, then only again the position order, the job requisition, will be there, else it will not be enabled. Just want to show this. Actually, because we are going to select the options as per the client requirement. No, I'm telling yesterday you guys were asking that out, right? I got that. Get that. But when we set up, I understood your point. What happens? In the real time. A default it will be set up. Actually, just I'm telling for your knowledge. Then one more. I want to show you just for this basics why I'm just, sharing all those things that you will get that fullest knowledge. That's what my intention is all about. It helps actually. Again, edit tenant setup XCM. I've shown you a requisition tab, right? Just now, a minute before. Again, there is a one tab called ID. Under the ID here, see job requisition ID resin 826. What does this mean? Is client will actually give some code. It should start from Malazant 826. When you are creating next job requisition, it should come as 100 827 828. This code will actually be, what is the code has to be given. That implementation client will actually tell us that we can give that. ID actually. Understood, right? Have you have any doubts? Hemant and Shakunta. I don't have any doubt. Alright. Then when it comes to position, ID this also. We create positions, right? The IDs will be there, right? The code will be given by client. After that, the sequence will follow. What are the, whatever we had present after that, everything that it will go as per the sequence. The initial first code will be given by the client. And from there on, it just follows the serial number. Thank you. this is what happens. Now we're going to go into recruiting security. I hope you will be knowing. You know when you were going with HCM classes, you will be knowing like what is meant by security. You have any idea what is meant by security? Hemant and Shakuntar. We have covered this in our HCM training session. Just if you have any idea, you can just know what is meant by security. You can explain this, just a word. If you know, or else we'll just brush up the things. That's what my intention is all about. Maybe you can go over again, and if you have any questions, you can ask. We'll just brush up the basic things. Security. I hope you guys will be knowing. Security is nothing but a role which will be having a security group associated with it. Then when it comes to security group, a security group is nothing but the users who need to perform actions or they need to access to certain data. He'll get access to certain data. That's what all about security group. And when it comes to domain, these are like collection of items that share the same security. And again, domain is classified into domain security policies and business process security policies. As you heard in HCM classes, domain security policy is nothing, but that security group will be having access to data in particular domain. Like view or modify or get or put access. All those things will be there. And when it comes to business process, security policy, security group, who can take part in the business process, like who can start, who can action, who can cancel, who can resign. This is nothing but business process security policy meaning. And when you guys will be knowing again the basic things of what is meant by business process. Business process is just a set of tasks that people initiate, act upon in order to complete the business objective. Let's say example, HR partner or manager or compensation partner or whatever it is. And when it comes to functional area, have you heard about, functional areas? This actually, consists of domain and business process actually. Let us go to come in. Once we give this functional area, we get to know, what are the domains actually present in the tenant. We'll just try to filter it out because we're going to look for recruiting rights. We're going to filter. This is, recruiting functional area in this. Are you able to see, what are the domains as actually present? See, there are domains like manage candidate engagement, manage recruiting campaign, manage your recruiting events for candidate engagement, manage recruiting landing, set up candidate engagement. A lot of domains have been present. No, we'll do one thing. We'll go to this actually. That is also recruiting. I got countries. Both are recruiting. If you go here, there are 157 domains are included in this recruiting functional area. And if you see what are the business processes included, especially for recruiting business functional area, see as a candidate, self, schedule event close. Evergreen requisition business process is done. End of candidate evergreen requisition change interview, business process, job application, VP, as I said, dynamic one. Manage internal career, apply offer post upon. Like all this just want to show you actually. Functional area is a combination of a domain plus the business processes, right? Absolutely. We'll get to know what are the domains included, especially for that particular domain. If you go and see, because it's recruitment, I just shown that going to the museum also, you can see. We can figure it out. I think both, two of them, I think somebody has created. We're looking to top one, but there are more. See, these are the domains that seem functional areas, all those things. Like that. We just want to see only recruitment. I just wanted to show how it is. And you will be knowing, right? I'll show you that. Recruiting functional area. Do you know the task which I had to put to check the function again? Any? The main functional area. Absolutely correct. Okay. Domain security policies for functional area. We can be, and as you are aware, we're going to check earlier it is for you guys. We'll be checking for staffing. Or I've seen. See, these are the domains. Let's say candidate data job application. This is I would say the mind in this. There are a subset of domains like candidate data assessment. This is super domain. In this we go and check candidate data assessment. This is a subdomain candidate data assessment, candidate data background, candidate data bundle resumes. Like that. It will just want to show you on the things. And I just want to, talk about segment-based security group. In HCMM classes, you heard security groups. What are the security groups? You heard. User-based, job-based. Could you please explain? Role-based or user-based? Role-based is you give security to that particular role. The security group is, we give access only on it's a restricted access. I would say like constrained access. We give it to that particular super organization, right? And when it comes to, like user-based security, it is a whole tenant, wide access. And they have that elevated level of access. They can know they'll be having an independent access. This is, you heard about security groups in the HCM classes. This is segment-based security groups. This segment-based security groups, what happens, these are like, this group gives restricted access of a domain to one or more security groups. Let's say role-based security group or user-based security group. Like you might be wondering, restricted. What does this mean? Restriction. See, I'll explain each and everything. I think I have to take one example. See, this domain is discussed far. I know segment-based security groups. Let's say candidate data, job application, external or internal. Right. Candidate data questionnaires, candidate data assessment results. We got to check a few things. We'll create a security group, then I'll explain you that you'll understand. No need to create any roles for this, just directly we can go on create security. We can do. We can select segment-based security group. Name we can do. Maybe manager. I'll explain. You say manager. We are going to select manager here. You might be wondering also what is the main basic minutes. I'm coming to the point. See, we are going to create a security group, restricted access for example. See, I'll explain to you what is meant by this segments. You can consider these segments as subset of like domains. It may not be giving full access of domain. It is like giving partial access of a domain. In this manager, want to view only job application external. You should not be any other candidates. We are restricting for the manager for that particular domain. We are restricted. We are giving restriction access. Only he can view this job application. Like that we will create. And he like this, you will do it actually. Then this person is given access to the segment. Will he be able to take any action on it, or it's just view kind of thing? See, I like those things are incoming slides. I'll explain you. See here we can explain. See here. Security group was manager. It is a role-based security group, as you know. We can include user security over here and restrict the domain access. See, there will be. I'll show you all those domains. I understand that. But if you get access to a particular domain, will you be able to take any action on it, or it's just a view? What if I had view access and we are going to view that particular security group in the business processes like review stage review, job application, review business process and screening interview business processes like that example. And will you be showing this in the further classes? Now I'll show you. I wanted to show you how because here for manager, actually he should not view other job applications. He should only be viewing the application to external candidates, not internal candidates. That is where we are putting restrictions for a manager. If you go in a domain, he'll be having all the access. But, however, I should only see this. That is the reason the segments will be useful actually. The segments, as I said, a subset of the domains, like example. See here. See, this is actually a super domain. And then in this, you want to access only candidate data job application. Like this, I'm just telling example. These are subsets. We will give only access to that particular segment. Just I'm telling example. It happens like that. There's, as I said, the segment by security groups. They will always be restriction candidates job application because they'll not be viewing each and everything. Only we are going to set up restrictions. Only they'll be able to view few data, which we are going to do in the segments. This segment with modify access to the reports, attacks permission sections, candidate data, job application domain in the recruiting function. I'll show you the upcoming slides. Also a few things. I'll explain that. We will get to know each and everything. And example. Also, it's mentioned segmented. Segmented security enables managers to see like other job application for external candidates while restricting them from seeing any other job applications for those candidates for employees or continuing purpose. Again, only he will be able to see employees or continuing. We can restrict that by using this segmented security. And we can attach this group. Actually, in the business processes, like it depends again. I'll show you where we can attach again. Few slides are coming that you will get to know a little more clearly. And the segmented security. Like we can do it for questionnaires also. Like we can control access questionnaire responses in each stage of the job application business processes. Because right questionnaires will give. Question is nothing but collection of information. It shows the information. And when it comes to question of security segments, there is access to one or more questions. Create question of security segment. Again, I'm just coming to the point. In this domain, we can actually go and add the security group which we are going to create. The security which we created. Those we can add in this questionnaire. Candidate data questionnaire total score, which will be like security, which will be securing the total score to a candidate screening questionnaire on the job requisition composite. By using this, you will be getting the candidate screening questionnaire on the job requisitions. And one more domain is point 8 data questionnaires. It secures all questionnaire responses submitted by internal and external candidates. These are the questionnaire domains. We can configure segmented security for recruiting questionnaires. Actually, I'll show you how. See here, this is like activity you can practice also. But however, I'll show you Recruiters will be having access to all questioners in the review stage, and managers have access to all questioners in interview and offer stage. HR partners only have access to the criminal conviction questionnaire in the background check stage and managers to see total scores of all screening questioners. Here we are going to create We are giving restricted access for questioners now. Just now I've shown for job application few things. For the questionnaire domain, we are giving restriction access. Recruiters have access. This one I'm going to do for this. Recruiters have access to all questioners in the review stage. We are going to select segment-based security group. See, recruiter. Just will name this security group name as this. We are giving restricted access for security group like recruiters. I think we are less. However, we'll take something. Assume that it's a recruiter group and we are restricting access to candidate data review questionnaire. We are going to create this. Any doubts? Not as if not. To get this activated, you have to activate the pending. Correct. Correct. Just doing that. We are going to create this. See, we are giving restriction for only this recruiter group. They have to view only this candidate review questionnaire in the questionnaire domain. Understood. Right. Domain is questionnaire. And here we are going to give restricted access to them because they should not view other things. That is the reason. Understood the concept. What is meant by segment-based security group is nothing. But we can involve either role-based security group or user-based security group for this. And it will be a restricted access actually. This name is manager, but how are we restricting for only managers? Access to segments would be candidate data, as the slide is showing at this time. As the slide is showing, interview on the upper stage. Questionnaires only. See here. Configure segmented security for recruiting questions. Right. Interview on the upper stage. Data interview questionnaires. Access to segments. This they can view, not the entire domain. We are going to give access to this only. That is, you know about the segment-based security group like this. We are just creating it. Can you show us how to activate the? Sure. And then still two more tasks are pending. Hey partners, you can. Yes. Just trying to understand. Now it will be confused, but how are you? See you. Hey partner. I guess you didn't select the security. No, I think the problem that happens. Hey partners. And we are giving restricted access. But I said partners because see, they should only view few things in the. Let me go to the slide. Background check stage. They should not be each and everything in the background check stage. Whatever the security group, we are creating it here. We're going to add those in the questionnaire domain. We are going to add those security groups like CF100. A child partner CF100 manages those security groups. We'll add that, and those will be populated in the business processes, like for recruiters, in the review business process. That security will be populated over there. And at the same time for managers. What are the group has been? You know we created that will be populated in the interview, business process and offer stage. However, when we are designing, you know this BP's handle, I'll show you actually. If you want. Let me finish this at least. But I don't check. I don't think. In between the system. Candidate data question. But I said, by granted question, we are just a secret actor. We are giving to this HR partner. Again, we are going to create security group. Segment-based security group. I think many of them. I mean, we can bother. Screening questions. Let's see. activity which was showing like we are going to do this. That is for candidate data screen question for this particular security. There are steps written from candidate data question that totals for you can go to this commands. It is in the recruiting. We can go security policy permissions. We can do modifying view access. See here. See if 100 managers, partners. We can give modified view access. What has to be done from? And second, the next step, what has to be done? Like what we do actually, once you know, we give modified access. Any. I don't. Alright. No, I'll explain it. We are to do accurate. Pending security policies changes. You just gave them access in the previous step. And now we are activating the pending security. That's what we do. We've been saying this. That is what I was expecting. But however, maybe you confused that. I don't. I got confused because I saw you activating in the previous step. I was a bit confused to what you were going to do. Don't worry. It will be actually, you will get to know when you see. Usually when role-based security groups under what we do. Shagun Dallasy. We're going to maintain a signable roles. We go there and we create all those things, right? But here we are not doing anything directly. We are creating a segment-based security group. We are restricting access to particular domain segment access with the group. Let's say manager, HR partner, or recruiter, right? This is what in, and the same thing. What are the security group we are giving access? We have to add those steps in the business processes. Like let's say now, I don't think that will be activated because what? I'll show you where it needs to be done. We can attach those groups over here. Let's say, are you able to see my screen, right? Yes, we are. Probably we can add here this step. Configure questionnaire, complete questionnaire. Here we can add, but it will. I'll show you, not now. Just want to give you an overview. That's it. At least you should be able to understand the things. You can go to the business process and attach the questionnaires if you want to attach. And I'll tell you, you know a few things about questionnaires also. Any doubts, Far? I'll explain you concepts and questions which will be very important. That's clear up to now. We created segment-based security groups till now. And as you know, we are giving restricted access to managers, restricted access to HR partners, restricted access to recruiters also. Because they don't want to see each and everything right in the total domain. We don't want to give them access for particular subset. We are giving. Right. That is what we're gonna do, and we are done also. That is what it is. You can revise these things. Let me go to questionnaires now. Important thing. Wherever we can attach questionnaires, all those things will come. So now, you're clear, right? I mean, those we have created, and there might be, like. Do you get any interview questions related to these? Yes, of course. That is what I was just thinking. Coming to the point, you were able to catch it. Right. Sometimes, an interviewer might ask you, have you created any segment-based security group? You tell, whatever, this only you can tell. Don't tell much into that, because again it will go more into questionnaires. I created segment-based security groups, like for recruiters, candidate data review stage. This one, first one. And I attached those in the business processes, and I had given access to that particular security group in the questionnaire domain. And I populated again those security groups in the VP. Right. You understood, right? How you had to answer. Can you come over again if you don't mind? No, I'll explain. See, interviewer will ask you questions about all the configuration you have done for segment security groups. He'll ask. In case if he asks some, I'm sure he might ask, because what are the security groups you have worked with? He'll catch only segmented security groups. He'll ask you what is that, and you explain that. What all you have done, you can only take that option. I have done segmented based security groups, like creating restricted access for recruiter in the candidate data review stage, review questionnaire. And in the business processes of review stage, I was able to populate those security groups, which I am adding, the security group in the domain of questionnaire. See here questionnaire, right? Activities questionnaire. We are adding that security group, whatever we are creating for that recruiter, that CF100 we created, right? For recruiters, that security group we are adding in the questionnaire domain. At the same time, we are populating the same security group in the review stage of business process. Like that, you can take option for managers, HR partners, and again for screening questionnaires. Well, winding up all the end of the sessions. Again, I'll tell you how we need to present everything. Just I want to tell them again. Because I'm trying to catch the terminology. Why you are not able to catch the terminology? No, we are not designed any business process right. Right now I'm telling you, you will be confused only. But we will slowly go into the picture. See what happens slowly once we design each and everything. See, upcoming sessions will be requisitions. Slowly, you will be able to understand. Slowly we are going to create, because till now we didn't create the job application business process right. We have to create a review training, assess, interview, offer all these sub-stages of business process. There we are going to attach questionnaires also. That makes sense when we do the exercise. Yes. I'm telling you not. It will be very much interesting and you won't be confused at all. While I end up the course, you will go with a lot of confidence. But I can assure you, as I said, initial 3 part sessions are difficult to understand. Because these terminologies you wouldn't have heard. You might be thinking like that. That is the only reason. Once you apply that logic and once you practice the things, I'm sure it's easy for you. Because since you have a tenant, you can do a lot of experiments in the tenant, right? Correct? To do all these configurations, is there any area which requires the certification? That only certified person can do this, or anybody, even like someone doesn't have any certification, who can do all these configurations? No, what happens? See, these kind of configurations client will actually give us. This is like mostly into security team. We have team of a recruiting security will be there, right? Security. Most of the time, we will take help from them. And these access is what needs to be done. We will be having planning actually. No, we will get in which domain we have to go and give each and everything that details be shared by client. Else, we can check in the Workday. Community security suite will be their option. There we can get all those things. It's not like only for certified candidate we have to do. No, we can get all those things. I got the point. It's not like success factor. No, I'm listening from background. I'm listening, it's now. You're saying it is not like success factor. See, I come from SAP HCM success sector background. I know Oracle Fusion also. In success factor, like there are certain things only certified person can do because they need their certification ID to do certain configuration. It's not like here, right? Like you're teaching us, and even if I'm not certified, I can do this, right? It's like that. Absolutely. There is no. I think certifications and all client will actually propose. See, once you're in the project, client will bear the money and he'll propose you for certifications. These things will be done, like once client confirms we'll be going for certification and it will be like even exactly Workday recruitment. How many days? Probably, as I said in the yesterday session or day before yesterday session. I have not total idea, just an overview. Like initial classes, you have to go through the classes there again for certification. 45 hours of classes will be there. Each day, it will be like you have to finish it in 5 to 5 days. Then again, there are few phases of tests that I'm going to give clear picture for Workday recruitment in upcoming sessions. Not now because, as I said, my colleague is going for certification, not in my project. He's going for certification probably next week or next to next week. Once he is done, then probably I can give exact picture on the Workday recruitment certification actually. Certifications and all client they will propose. You don't need to worry on that. Once you are certified again, it's a good thing, right? Sometimes when you are certified, clients will tell you to quit for some period of time. Your certification may not be valid. Those kinds of things are there. Again, it depends. I'll give you an analysis on that. No thanks. That replies my question. That's fine. This is the only thing which I wanted to know that we are not. There is no hurdle doing any configuration even if we are not certified. That's fine. You don't need to remember any. Exactly. Candidate data questionnaire. These are the things. No need to remember everything because you will be knowing. There is security suite. Future will be there in the Workday community. Once you give that where we need to go and configure the details, we'll get all those details. No need to worry on that. This is what actually, when we design the business process, you will get a clear picture why we have created and why you are making those security groups populating in the review stage of business process or interview stage of business process. Right now it will be configured only. Once we do the configuration, yes, there is a logic. We have done that. Here it is happening that you'll understand why I'm not able to show now. We are not going that sequence. We go according to the sequence of steps that you will understand slowly. My intention is all about you need to understand slowly in a correct way that rhythm will come. I don't want to go for the sessions again. I can design now also and I can explain it. But then I don't want to give that because job requisitions, everything. It should go on a sequence. That sequence, if you follow, it's easy actually. That is where we go, step by step actually. And it's pretty easy as well. We'll go to the concept question. And as you know, question is nothing but collection of information, right? I'll create a questionnaire and I'll tell you. You know how it's going to populate with job requisition, with business process, with sub-stages of business process. What we're going to create. CF100 questionnaire. See, I'll tell you a few things you know in real time. What happened in Shakuntala and in Kumar as well. For C, we use high volume job requisitions. For that, actually there were some knockout questions. Questionnaires will be prepared. For example, a candidate is asking more salaries. The budget is 40 or 50,000. He asked they will be putting what is the salary expectation of questionnaire. You put 110,000, suppose the budget is 60 or 70 US dollars. Exactly. Just assume that if you give more amount of automatically that job application will be declined. It will not go to the stage. Understood my concept? Understood, Shakuntala? Oh, you want me to explain? I have understood it. You're saying if the candidate is quoting for more salary, it will automatically decline. Like that. There are a number of knockout questions will be there, but especially for high volume job requisitions. Just I'm telling you 5 to 6 knockout questions will be there. If anything he gives like more or something which he want to, sometimes they might ask for something. Maybe in US we have sponsorship. Absolutely. Excellent. Sponsorship. You will request sponsorship. If you do, then it will be a knockout. Understood. Right. Now that job application will be different. Wonderful. You were able to catch me. I was unable to recollect. Thank you much. Like that it will happen. Just want to give the real-time scenario. When it comes to questionnaire, again we are going to create the questionnaire now. This is the questionnaire. The important thing is when you are creating a questionnaire, please remember this is very important. This has to be selected as recruiting. See here. By default, every time when you're creating a new questionnaire, you should always select recruiting as the type. No, I'll tell you the logic. Again, coming to the point, you're almost correct. if you select this questionnaire as recruiting type, we can populate this questionnaire in the job requisition. See, whatever the questionnaire we are creating, that has to be populated in the job requisition. See, there will be. When we create job requisition, you will get an option for questionnaires. I'll show you when we create the job requisitions in upcoming sessions. Very important. Just keep in mind, if the questionnaire, whatever I'm creating, CF100, this questionnaire has to be created. Sorry, if it has to be shown in the job requisition, then we have to select the recruiting option. And the questionnaire, whatever we are creating, where it's going to populate in the business process, you can select. I want to know better. As I said, there is a job application business process, right? There are some stages for that. See, I'll show you. Review is the review candidate. This is job review, is the screen. Review screening, assessing interview of a reference check, background check. Ready for hack. All those wherever you want this questionnaire to be populated. I'll show you. Just now I'm creating. We'll do one thing. We'll go to review and check this questionnaire whether we are able to get. I just want to show now only review and screening. You are going to add all the substages in the business process. That I want this questionnaire only to be populated only in screen processing. But at that time you can select only screen. Very important. This is at least for your knowledge, which I am telling. However, you can tell interviews also. I had implemented these things and also that interview might be. You can tell this point. When you go to the do the revision, you can go through. Like this, I think today, Hamid is not in the class today. And it is not that. I'm just there. Whatever you created, see 100%. Again, we are going to. We've given for review as well, right? You might not. See here, configure the question. I'm going in the review stage of BP. Configure question. We'll see whether that questionnaire I was able to populate it. This is already, that has been created, right? You're just checking. I'll show you. What are we created, whether it will come on and see here. It was able to populate it right. That's it. Like this, questionnaires will be configured. You might be asking, can you show me how this questionnaire will be populated in job? We'll see. Maybe business process is designed, then I can show that also, because when I do something that maybe when we create a job requisition from first, maybe I'll try in this. If we have a job requisition, I'll show you. It might not. I don't think. Let me see. Are ready for breath and Have my presentation. I didn't interview job recognition one time post job. We'll see if it has to be edited. We'll know anything. Just let me go from Morris. Some other notice. We'll see for this. Whether it's there any yesterday. Job recognition change. It's there. Job recognition change. It's there actually for this. The chat box is all the steps will do one thing. No, but we are on figuring. Maybe we'll try to do job recognition tomorrow. That time we were going to design all this. That will be good. Because if there is any mistake, it will not populate. That is the reason I want to show actually. Probably it will come again. We have to select the push. Any questions for Sheganda Lakuma? Nothing for now. After the session, I will practice it one more time. And if I have any questions, you can ask me multiple times also. No issues at the end. Just need to understand the concept. That it's easy for you to execute. Well, see, if you practice for 1 month. Anyway, now market will moving up. Maybe upcoming 1 month or 2 months. By the time you guys are learning everything, now it will be good actually. Tomorrow we'll see what we're going to do. Probably I'm thinking to extend job recognition. Before that, we will design possible create position. We'll just execute it. Then job recognition will design the BP. Like that, we'll design and we'll go. Slowly we'll go, but perfectly. But Vishnu, the job positions is usually they're created by the HCM, right? Positions will be created by HR partner or sometimes requisitions will be directors. This position will be created by HR partner. Correct. And which you ask, I'll give you some scenarios also, but not now. Once you guys are productive, like you are able to understand the concept, everything at the end moment. I'll give you some scenarios which you can do, those experimentation. Because when you understand and do everything, then if I say something, it will work. And those real time scenarios I'll give you. As you asked yesterday, as of now, nothing prepared. I'll give you maybe after 10-15 sessions. No worries. Maybe when you're going to take up in a Kakavati break, at least if you can give me 1 or 2 scenarios to work on. But when I explain those things, maybe later we have to go for a few more sessions. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.